I know that bookkeeping is probably not your favorite business-related task, but it is one of the most important ones. And I'm not talking about the year-end scramble to gather all of your numbers together. I mean keeping up with it each and every week so you can actually use those numbers to help you make smarter business decisions. But since it's not your favorite task, I want you to be effective with your time that you are spending on your bookkeeping. And my number one tip to do so is to use a software like QuickBooks Online. Today, I'm going to share 3 of the QuickBooks Online features that will help you spend as little time as possible on your bookkeeping while ensuring it all stays up to date and accurate. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Boutique Bookkeeper Show, where we take the mystery out of your money and make your numbers make sense. I'm Megan, virtual bookkeeper and bookkeeping coach, and I love helping female boutique owners just like you finally feel confident about the financial side of your business. If you're tired of feeling anxious every time you have to open QuickBooks, or if you're making sales but constantly left wondering, where did all that money go? You're in the right place. We'll cover all things bookkeeping and taxes, all in plain English, so you can be less intimidated by the numbers and finally start to use them to help you grow a profitable boutique. So, if you're ready to stop avoiding this whole numbers thing and start keeping more of the money you make, grab your coffee and your calculator and let's dive in. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Boutique Bookkeeper Show. I'm Megan, and today I'm going to be sharing my 3 favorite time-saving features of QuickBooks Online to help you spend as little of time as possible on your bookkeeping each month. I can tell you without a doubt that without these 3 QuickBooks Online features, I would easily be spending at least twice the amount of time on my clients' bookkeeping each and every month. And the best part is that all of these features are available on the Simple Start subscription level, which is the cheapest one available for businesses. At the end of this episode, I'm also going to share one of the features that you should avoid inside of QuickBooks Online. So be sure to stick around to the end to hear that one as well. So feature number 1, the ability to connect your bank and credit card accounts. In my opinion, this is the single greatest feature of using a software like QuickBooks to help with your bookkeeping, and that's the ability to connect all of your bank and credit card accounts. That means that QuickBooks will automatically pull in every single transaction that flows through those accounts, so you don't have to manually enter all of these into a spreadsheet, thus saving you time. With all of your transactions already loaded into QuickBooks each time you log in, all you have to do is simply tell QuickBooks what that transaction was for. Which actually leads me to feature number 2, bank rules. So if you have regularly recurring expenses such as monthly software subscriptions, or if you frequently purchase from the same vendors and suppliers, you can set up something called bank rules, which means that QuickBooks will automatically fill in the vendor name and the category for all of those transactions for you based on the transaction description. So not only will QuickBooks pull in all of those transactions for you, but it will literally fill in all of the necessary information for you, and all you have to do is hit confirm. When you set up bank rules, you also have the ability to toggle on the auto add feature, which will create those transactions for you in your bookkeeping without needing your approval. And while this may seem like a great feature, I generally advise against using this because you want to have eyes and be aware of all of the transactions in your business. And if you're not reviewing these each month, you may forget about certain subscriptions that you're paying for and could be slowly eating away at your profits each month. So I do generally recommend that you keep the auto add toggled off on your bank rules and just make sure that you're quickly reviewing each transaction that has the bank rules applied. All right, and feature number 3 is the ability to create template entries. So QuickBooks has a feature, they actually call it recurring transactions, and you can find it by clicking the gear icon in the upper right-hand corner and find recurring transactions. But you can use this to create certain template entries to record things that aren't as straightforward as just a simple expense transaction. So think of things like your payroll. Recording your payroll for your employees to ensure that you are recording the gross wages and all of the applicable payroll taxes, making sure they're all broken out and recorded appropriately. Another very common reason to use template entries is to get all of your sales data from your point of sale system into your QuickBooks Online. So something you may or not be aware of is that when you use a point of sale system to actually capture all of the sales, your bookkeeping does not need to have the details of each and every transaction. You really just need the summarized data. So what I recommend that you and my clients and my students all do is that you can take a look at some sort of summary report. So in Shopify, there's a report called the Finances Summary Report that will show your gross sales, your discounts, refunds, sales tax, shipping income, gift card sales, cost of goods sold, and then how the payments were collected. So whether it was cash, Shopify payments, Shop Pay, Sezzle, PayPal, gift cards, all of that information is in one report. And you can run that report for, the prior day or the prior week or the prior month, however frequently you want to do it, get the totals, and then you just simply plug in all of those numbers to the template entry that you have already created and set up in your QuickBooks Online. And it literally takes you, less than 5 minutes every time you have to do it. And you could choose to just do this once a month. That means that you can get an entire month's worth of sales data into your QuickBooks in literally less than 5 months. Now, you can choose to do it more frequently. I generally recommend doing it maybe on a weekly basis. So every Monday you log in and create this entry for all of your prior week sales. But it is completely up to you. You just want to make sure that you are doing it on a monthly basis at a minimum. So by using these recurring transactions or these template entries, you can set up the template once, click use each time you want to plug in the numbers. Then you just update all of the numbers based on the reports either in your payroll system or your point of sale system. Click save and voila, that's all you have to do. So those are the 3 features that I absolutely love to help save time, but there is one feature that you do want to avoid. And I'll preface this by saying that QuickBooks really boasts about the wide variety of apps and integrations that it will help you connect to your QuickBooks. But I will never recommend that someone uses these free apps and integrations to connect your point of sale system, because I have seen and heard way more horror stories than success stories when it comes to these integrations. So if you have been using them and you want to continue using them, then I just want to encourage you to keep a very close eye on your income statement and be sure to consistently compare those numbers to your point of sale system. But by not using them, I'm not dooming you to spend a ton of extra time manually recording all of your sales information, because you can use the recurring transaction feature I mentioned just a minute ago, where you can easily record a month's worth of sales information in literally less than 5 minutes. And by doing it that way, you can be confident that your numbers are accurate instead of just hoping that they are. All right, so just a quick recap of today's episode. I covered my 3 favorite time-saving features that are all available in the lowest subscription level of QuickBooks Online. And they are 1, the ability to connect your bank and credit card account so that all the transactions are automatically pulled into QuickBooks. Number 2, the bank rules feature, where QuickBooks will automatically fill in the vendor name and the category for your transactions. And number 3, the ability to create template entries to help you quickly add in your sales data from your point of sale system, your payroll information from your payroll system, and things like that. And just as a reminder, you also generally want to avoid any of the free apps and integrations that QuickBooks has available to connect your point of sale system, as they are really not reliable. There are some paid integrations that you can use, but you can use the recurring transactions template method for free, and it only takes you about a couple minutes each month. So I hope this episode has finally convinced you to leave your bookkeeping spreadsheets in the past and dive headfirst into QuickBooks Online. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed with the thought of getting it all set up so you can utilize these features, I would love to have you join us inside of Bookkeeping Made Simple for Boutiques, where I will literally walk you through everything you need to know to get it set up and start using all of these time-saving features. I will link to the course in the show notes if any of you are interested in taking a closer look. But that is all that I have for you today. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. I'll see you there. Hey there, and thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that I shared something that helped you feel just a little bit more confident in understanding all the numbers in your boutique business. If you found this helpful, don't forget to go and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That's the best way for other boutique owners just like you to find this podcast so I can help them feel just a little bit more confident in their numbers as well. If you have any questions about what you heard today, hop on over to Instagram and send me a DM at Finding Freedom Financial. I'll be back again real soon, but in the meantime, go implement or take action on something you learned today. I promise your future self will thank you.